Welcome to the first part of my RS Quest Sleep Stories series. This series is made to fall asleep to, or just to let it play on the background while getting those RS gains. So have a good night's rest, or go get that XP. Now, let's get going. Hope you guys enjoy.
Demon Slayer, a narrated story by Quest Sleep Stories. It was a warm and sunny day in the world of Gielinor. After slaying hill giants all morning long, you decided it was time for a drink and headed to the Blue Moon Inn. You just arrived at Varric Square when your attention gravitated to a tent to the right of you. That must be the tent where Eris May, the fortune-teller, resides. Although you had walked these streets numerous times and never gave the tent much attention, something felt different today, and you decided to enter. "Hello, young one," Eris greeted you, her voice warm and inviting. "Cross my palm with silver, and the future will be revealed to you." You lingered a moment before deciding you might as well go all the way with this, and handed her the money. "Okay, here you go. Come closer and listen carefully to what the future holds for you as I peer into the swirling mists of the crystal ball," she instructed, her voice dropping to a dramatic whisper. "I can see images forming. I can see you," she continued, her eyes widening as if truly seeing something within the swirling depths of the crystal ball. "You are holding a very impressive-looking sword. I'm sure I recognize that sword," she murmured, her brow furrowing in concentration. Suddenly her voice became frantic. "There is a big dark shadow appearing now. Ah!" "Are you all right?" you asked, concerned by her sudden distress. "It's Delrith! Delrith is coming!" she exclaimed, her voice filled with fear. "Who's Delrith?" you inquired, completely unaware of this impending doom. "Delrith. Delrith is a powerful demon," she explained, her voice still trembling. "Oh, I really hope he didn't see me looking at him through my crystal ball," she added, a touch of panic in her voice. She went on to tell you about Delrith's previous attempt to destroy Varric, and how a hero named Wally had stopped him using a magic sword called Silverlight. Almighty gods! Silverlight was the sword you were holding in my vision. "You are the one destined to stop the demon this time," she declared, her voice filled with newfound conviction. "How am I meant to fight a demon who can destroy cities?" you exclaimed, feeling a surge of panic. "If you face Delrith while he is still weak from being summoned, and use the correct weapon, you will not find the task too arduous," she assured you. "Do not fear. If you follow the path of the great hero Wally, then you are sure to defeat the demon." So how did Wally kill Delrith? Eris described how Wally had faced Delrith in a stone circle, armed with Silverlight, and used a magical incantation to banish the demon. She even showed you a vision of the incantation, a jumbled sequence of strange words. "Okay, where is he?" "I'll kill him for you," you declared, feeling a surge of confidence. "Ah, the overconfidence of the young," Eris chuckled. "Delrith can't be harmed by ordinary weapons. You must face him using the same weapon that Wally used." "Where can I find Silverlight?" Eris directed you to Sir Pryson, a knight in Varric Palace. With a renewed sense of purpose, you left the tent and headed towards the palace. Doubt filled your mind as you questioned if this might be a quest too difficult for you to handle. Hill giants are one thing, but an ancient, all-powerful demon? However, your heart filled with courage, fueled by the chance to save the people of Gielinor and prove your worth as an adventurer. And if everything Eris said was true, it was your destiny after all. You entered the castle, and after some minutes, you found yourself in the chambers of a knight who you presumed was Sir Pryson. "Hello, who are you?" he inquired, eyeing you with curiosity. "I am a mighty adventurer," you declared, puffing out your chest. "And you are?" "I am Sir Pryson, a bold and famous knight of the realm," he replied with a hint of arrogance. "Eris said I should come and talk to you. I remember her from when I was pretty young," he remarked, a hint of surprise in his voice. "Well, what do you need to talk to me about?" "I need to find Silverlight." "What do you need to find that for?" he asked, his brow furrowing. "I need it to fight Delrith." Delrith? He exclaimed. I thought the world was rid of him, thanks to my great-grandfather. Well, Eris's crystal ball seems to think otherwise. Well, if the ball says so, I'd better help you, he conceded. The problem is getting Silverlight. You mean you don't have it? Oh, I do have it, he assured you. But it is so powerful that the king made me put it in a special box which needs 3 different keys to open it. That way it won't fall into the wrong hands. So give me the keys. Well, it's not so easy, he stammered. I kept one of the keys. I gave the other 2 to other people for safekeeping. One I gave to Rovan, the captain of the palace guard. I gave the other to the wizard Treyborn. Can you give me your key? Well, there's a problem there as well, he mumbled, avoiding your gaze. I managed to drop the key in the drain just outside the palace kitchen. It is just inside, and I can't reach it. So what does the drain connect to? It is the drain for the drain pipe running from the sink in the kitchen down to the palace sewers, he explained. After a short walk, you arrive at the Varric Guard headquarters. One of the guards tells you Rovan is on the 1st floor. Makes sense that a captain would want to have the high ground. You chuckle while climbing the ladder. What are you doing up here? Only the palace guards are allowed up here. Captain Rovan booms, his voice echoing through the barracks. Yes, I know, but this is important, you insist, trying to catch your breath after the climb. Important, eh? Spit it out then, he demands impatiently. There's a demon who wants to invade the city. A demon? Ha! We've got guards for that, he scoffs. But this demon is different. It's massive, terrifying, and it's going to pulverize Varric. Rovan raises a skeptical eyebrow. And you're the one who's going to stop it? I am. With the help of a magical sword called Silverlight, and you have one of the 3 keys needed to get it. Rovan leans back in his chair, stroking his chin. Silverlight, eh? And why should I hand over this key to a stranger? Because Sir Pryson, the one who gave you the key, told me to come to you. Oh, he did he? Rovan scoffs. Well, I don't report to Sir Pryson. I report directly to the king. I didn't work my way up through the ranks of the palace guards, so I could take orders from an ill-bred moron who only has his job because his great-grandfather was a hero with a silly name. Why did he give you one of the keys, then? Only because the king ordered him to. The king couldn't get Sir Pryson to part with his precious ancestral sword, but he made him lock it up so he couldn't lose it, Rovan explains with a hint of annoyance. I got 1 key, and I think some wizard got another. Now what happened to the 3rd one? Sir Pryson dropped it down a drain. Ha ha ha, the idiot, he roars with laughter. Okay, I'll give you the key, just so that it's you that kills the demon and not Sir Pryson, he declares, handing you the key with a mischievous grin. You leave the guard headquarters, feeling a sense of accomplishment. 1 down, 2 to go, you think to yourself, as you decide to head to Wizard Treyborn next. You weren't too excited to go to the wizard's tower. Something about grown men capable of great magic choosing to wear blue hats and skirts had never clicked with you. You arrive at Draenor and walk over the bridge to the wizard's tower. Was this bridge always this long? You ask yourself. After making your way through the blue skirts, you arrive at the wizard they call Treyborn. Oh, hello, young thing-ummy-wutty, he greets you, his voice high-pitched and slightly unsettling. I need to get the key for Silverlight, the one Sir Pryson gave you. Sir Pryson? Who's that? What would I want his key for? He asks, his brow furrowed in confusion. He's one of the king's knights. A knight? Oh, I remember a knight. He had such shiny boots, he muses, his eyes glazing over. And he absolutely hated my homemade spinach rolls. Would you like one? He offers with a hopeful grin. Maybe later, but about that key. Oh, the key! He exclaims, snapping his fingers. Yes, I have it somewhere. But where did I put it? Ah, I remember. It's in my super-secret, magically sealed closet. And how do you open this magically sealed closet? With bones, he declares. 25 sets of them, to be precise. Bones? Where am I supposed to get 25 sets of bones? He shrugs. Go find some skeletons. Or maybe a graveyard. It's the key to the sword Silverlight, you know. Just be quick about it. I'm rather busy trying to turn this rat into a teapot. With that, he turns back to his bubbling cauldron, leaving you to ponder the absurdity of your situation. Looks like you're going grave robbing for a wizard. Ah, just another day in Gielinor. Sometime later, after an intense bone-collecting adventure, you return to the wizard's tower, slightly worse for wear, but with a sack full of bones slung over your shoulder. Treyborn looks up from his cauldron, his eyes widening at the sight of your grisly collection. "Oh, my word!" he exclaims. "You actually found them? Splendid! Now, let's see." He rummages through the sack, counting the bones with a gleeful expression. 25 sets! Perfect! Now stand back." Treyborn closes his eyes and begins to chant, his voice rising and falling in a rhythmic pattern. The air crackles with magical energy, and the floor beneath your feet begins to tremble. Suddenly, a strange wardrobe appears out of thin air, its doors emblazoned with glowing runes. "There you go!" Treyborn announces, gesturing towards the wardrobe with a flourish. "Your key awaits!" You cautiously approach the wardrobe, half expecting it to sprout teeth and try to bite you, but it remains thankfully inanimate. You open the doors and find a small, ornate key nestled amongst piles of dusty scrolls and strange artifacts. "Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a demon to slay." With a final glance at the eccentric wizard, you turn and leave the wizard's tower, eager to continue your quest. "I've got all 3 keys." "Excellent. Now I can give you Silverlight," he declares, a flicker of pride in his eyes. Sir Pryson walks to the sword case, unlocks it with a satisfying series of clicks, and hands you Silverlight. The sword gleams in your hands, its blade humming with barely contained power. "That sword belonged to my great-grandfather. Make sure you treat it with respect," he instructs, his voice filled with reverence. "Now go kill that demon," he adds with a determined nod. With Silverlight in your hands, you feel a renewed sense of courage and positivity. Combined with the knowledge that the life of every living soul in Varrock is on your shoulders, you gear up for the final encounter. Outside the southern walls of Varrock, you find the dark ruins. You can see something is manifesting as you near. You enter the stone circle and see the dark wizards led by Lord Denath in the middle of a ritual. "Arise, O mighty Delrith! Bring destruction to this soft, weak city!" Denath commands, his voice dripping with malice. "Arise, Delrith!" the dark wizards chant in unison, their voices echoing through the ancient stones. The wizards cast an evil spell, and the air crackles with dark energy. "Ha ha ha! At last you are free, my demonic brother. Rest now, and then have your revenge on this pitiful city." Denath cackles, his eyes gleaming with wicked delight. "Who's that?" one of the wizards suddenly exclaims, noticing your presence. "No, not Silverlight! Delrith is not ready yet!" Denath cries out in alarm. "I've got to get out of here!" he yells as he flees the scene, leaving his fellow wizards to face your wrath. You charge towards Delrith, Silverlight raised high. The demon, still weak from the summoning, is no match for the power of the magic sword. You dodge his fiery attacks and land blow after blow, weakening him further. As he stumbles, you remember the incantation Aris showed you. Carlum aber Camarinthum, Purchai, Gabindo. You shout, the words resonating with ancient power. Delrith roars in agony as the incantation takes hold, his form dissolving into wisps of smoke. He's banished back to the abyss, leaving behind only the echo of his defeat. The dark wizards, seeing their master vanquished, scatter in terror. You sheathe Silverlight, its weight comforting against your hip, and stride out of the ruins, heading back towards Varrock. Eris is waiting for you outside her tent, a wide smile on her face. "You did it!" she exclaims, her eyes sparkling. "Varrock is safe thanks to you." "Well, it seems your crystal ball was right." "Indeed," she says, her voice filled with wisdom. "But a hero's work is never truly done. More adventures await you, young one." You nod, feeling a mix of pride and anticipation for the challenges to come. But for now, you're content to bask in the glory of your victory and enjoy a well-deserved rest.